Hi there, Lisa Arana here from Dahlhouse Designs, sharing a card featuring the stunning You Are Forever Beautiful stamp kit from Unity Stamp Company. The stamp set is gorgeous and full of lovely details. These flowers just seem to pop right off the page. Today's card is all about watercoloring with distressed inks. I also kept the card design simple to allow those beautiful flowers to be the star of the card. I have all my supplies ready to go. My inks are stamped on an acrylic block, and I have 2 round brushes to watercolor with today. My first step is to use that larger round brush to lay down a light wash of color all over the flowers. My biggest tip and method for doing watercolors is I don't worry about covering every little inch of the image with color. I like to leave a bit of white in areas and not to worry about even where that's going to be. So I like to move quickly and just kind of color and let things happen as they happen and not worry about getting every little inch of that image covered with some color of ink. I just kind of layer and go and let the ink do its thing. So after I laid down that light wash of color, I picked up my detailed brush and I'm adding a mid-tone color of red, kind of a corally color, and I'm just going at the base of the petals and pulling that color out to the center. This creates some shadow and dimension to each of the petals and also builds up the color and the vibrancy of the image. So I'm just moving around. Again, I don't think too hard about this. I just go from the bottom of the petal and then move that ink out. Next, I'm doing the same thing with an even darker color of red and being probably a little bit more careful just so I don't cover up those previous layers. And I'm using a light amount of water, just kind of layering this on. And then now I'm doing the greenery, just layering down a light color over all the leaves and stems. And then I'll take a little bit of that light color and mix it in with a darker color and then just tap that on to the base of all the leaves and stems. Just a light tap. That way there's again some dimension and shadow to each leaf and stem. And pretty much that first layer had dried, so when I layer this over the top, it creates a nice pop of color. And last, I dabbed on some black soot to the center of each of the blooms and then used water to kind of blend that out in a tapping motion. Now I'm going to create a wash behind all the flowers using that black soot. I added a lot of water to my palette because I don't want this to be really stark. It has to be nice and light and blended. My image wasn't fully dry, so when I was adding the black soot, it was kind of picking up some of that green and the red and blending it into the background. So I just grabbed my heat tool and dried it off real quick, and then continued on with creating my background. Now I'm tapping on some color and then adding a lot of water to my brush and moving that out. Just trying to get a feel of how that ink is moving and how much ink versus water that I need. If I get too much water, I just use my towel and dry it off and then go back over it again. If it's too dark, I add a little bit more water to move it out. If it's not dark enough, I'll add a little bit of ink and water and kind of move it till I get the look that I like. Now for the card, I have just a real basic design here using some pattern paper, putting it along the side. And then I die cut a scallop border on a black piece of cardstock, and I'm gluing that to the back of my image here. And then I'll add some foam adhesive just to pop that up and add some dimension. Already I love this design. I love how the green picks up from the leaves and the floral image. Now my sentiment is already stamped on a strip of paper. I'm gonna notch out the end there to create a banner. And then laying it down, seeing how far off the edge it will go and trimming that down, and then just adding that to the front of my card. And then just to add a little bit more interest and movement to the card, I'm using some clear Nouveau drops. I like these because they almost look like they're dewdrops on top of the the flowers, so it just creates a nice little effect. And I'm tapping on the back here just to kind of flatten those peaks out a little bit so they're not so pointy. Here's the finished card with its beautiful watercolor blooms in red. The scallop border in this simple design creates a bit of sweetness, and the addition of clear Nouveau drops just add a bit of dimension and shine like dewdrops to the card. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked it. Plus, if you have any questions or sweet comment, post below. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.